Ever felt like you're putting in time, but your career growth isn't matching your effort? You're not alone. Moving from junior to senior and eventually into leadership isn't just about experience, it's about the right kind of experience. If you want to level up in product management, you need to focus on these 5 critical areas. Now, these areas have shaped my own career, and today I will break them down with key reflection questions to help you assess where you stand and how to accelerate your growth. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Teresa and I'm a product leader based in Melbourne. And on this channel, we explore strategies and tools that inspire us to keep growing in our career. Let's dive in. The first one is time. A common misconception is that career growth is just about accumulating years. But here's the truth. Time alone doesn't make you better. What you do with that time does. So think of 2 product managers. One has 10 years of experience, but they essentially repeated the same task every year. The other has 5 years, but has tackled new challenges, worked in different environments, and evolved their skill. So who's actually more experienced? To make sure you're growing with time, ask yourself these questions. Am I gaining new experiences or just repeating old ones? How have my skills evolved in the last year? Am I stepping outside of my comfort zone to accelerate my learning? If my growth feels slow, what key experiences am I missing? Now remember, a year of true growth is worth more than a decade of repetition. So seek variety, challenge, and depth in your work. Next is being effective. Isn't just about doing the work, it's about driving meaningful outcomes. Early in your career, effectiveness centers around mastering the fundamentals. Think of it as building your expertise toolkit. You're learning essentials, practices of discovery and delivery, understanding how different roles interact with your team, and getting comfortable with basic frameworks. It's like learning to play a music instrument. You need to master the basic scales before you can even improvise. So here's some questions to ask yourself at that early stage. Can I explain why I use certain discovery methods, or am I just following steps? Do I understand the entire discovery and delivery process, not just in my parts? Can I connect my daily tasks with business outcomes and learning moments? Now, as you advance into senior roles, your relationship with effectiveness transforms. You begin to develop your own style and adapt frameworks to specific contexts. For example, the popular prioritization framework RICE, Reach, Impact, Confidence, Effort. While some product managers use it as a complete form, others might streamline it to ICE by removing the reach component at a particular time, recognizing that simpler prioritization might be more effective in particular environments. This adaptability shows maturity. Here's some questions for you. When I modify a framework, can I clearly explain the strategic benefits of my changes? Are my adaptation solves real challenges, or am I just changing things for the sake of change? How do I measure whether my modified approaches are actually more effective? Now, transitioning into leadership brings perhaps the most significant shifts in how you approach effectiveness. Effectiveness means making others effective. Instead of focusing solely on your own work, your impact scales through your team. This can feel uncomfortable at first. It's kind of letting go of the steering wheel and having to guide from the passenger seat. Beyond just managing work output, you are navigating different learning styles, personal circumstances, and different motivation tactics that affects your team's performance. So here's some questions for the leaders. Do I adapt my coaching based on different learning styles? Can I translate complex product challenges into clear insights for executives? Am I empowering my team to solve problems, or do I still jump in to fix things myself? Remember, effectiveness evolves from individual mastery, contextual adaptation, and enabling others to succeed. The third focus area is efficiency. It's about maximizing impact with the right effort. Early in your career, your goal is to understand the fundamentals, so there's not much expectation of efficiency. However, you should start reflecting on your daily task. Here's some questions for you. Am I spending too much time on repetitive work that could be automated? What tools or technique could make my workflow faster? And where is my time actually going each day? As you reach more senior levels, your growing experience enables you to find shortcuts, run things in parallel, and better leverage your team. For example, you might be able to reduce discovery time from 2 weeks to 1 week, build a rhythm to speak with customers more regularly, and intuitively understand what needs to go into the discovery and delivery process without extensive mapping. Most importantly, you identify areas of inefficiency and adjust processes to match your goals rather than letting these processes dictate your work. Here's some questions for you. Have I found ways to achieve the same quality results in less time? Am I running processes in parallel where is appropriate? And how effectively am I leveraging the skills of others on my team? As you go into leadership roles with people reporting into you, your efficiency is measured by how well you leverage your team rather than by your craft shortcuts. Your focus shifts to creating more thinking time in your calendar and reducing meetings by empowering your teams to manage the day-to-day operations. This allows you to focus on longer-term plans for both of your people and your strategy. So here's some questions for you. How much of your calendar is thinking versus reactive meetings? Am I empowering my team to make decisions instead of micromanaging? Have I created a system that runs smoothly without my direct involvement? Remember, efficiency isn't just about doing things faster. It's about doing the right things with less friction. The next focus area is strategy. Your relationship with it evolves significantly as you progress in your career. Early in your career, you are learning the fundamentals. You're primarily focused on execution and dealing with short-term tactical tasks. Your job is to deliver on the strategies set by others. Here's some questions to ask yourself. Do I understand how my daily work ties into the company's bigger vision? Am I spotting patterns that could influence future decisions? Can I explain the why behind what I'm working on? As you move into the next level, your planning needs to progressively incorporate strategic thinking, and your actions should become more proactive. You need to see the bigger picture at a macro level and start paving the way for longer-term plans for your product and team. So here's some questions for you. Am I proactively identifying strategic opportunities rather than just responding to them? Do I consider both short-term wins and long-term implications in my planning? And how am I balancing customer needs with business objectives in my strategic thinking? When you move into leadership, your strategic view splits into two parts. One is the product strategy, setting that long-term vision and plans for your products. And the second is people strategy, developing a long-term view on how to build your people's capabilities, uplift them, and help them work towards their career goals. Here are some questions to ask yourself. Have I defined a clear long-term vision for my team and product? Am I balancing immediate business needs with future growth? How am I helping my team develop their strategic thinking skills and career aspirations? Now, the big takeaway here is that execution keeps the business running, but strategy drives the business forward. The final focus area is navigation. No matter how great your ideas are, if you can't navigate people, you will struggle to make any impact at all. This is about learning how to influence people, find alliances, and get buy-in to support your strategy, roadmaps, and other initiatives. Early in your career, your circle of navigation is relatively small, primarily your immediate team and a few direct stakeholders involved in your work. So here's some questions to ask yourself. Do I understand what motivates the stakeholders that I work with? Can I communicate my work's value in a compelling way? Am I actively expanding my network beyond my immediate team? As you grow into senior roles, this circle expands to include broader stakeholder groups and potentially executives, depending on the company size. Now, the key focus here is building stronger alliances to gather insights into stakeholder goals for their areas and then demonstrating how your work adds value to them. So here's some questions for you. Can I effectively influence decisions without direct authority? Do I understand the goals and challenges of adjacent teams and departments? Am I building relationship with senior stakeholders who can champion my initiatives? As you level up into leadership, navigation and influence becomes more complex. You're not only focusing on goals, but also making alliances to help your teams work better together. Finding alliances and influencing the right leadership styles for cross-functional team collaboration to create higher performing teams across the organization. So here's some questions for you. Have I built a network of peer leaders who help drive cross-functional initiatives? Do I understand the political landscape of the organization and how to navigate it ethically? How am I helping my team develop their own navigation skills? Remember, leaders who navigate well don't just drive their own success. They create high-performing teams that work seamlessly across all functions. These 5 areas, time, effectiveness, efficiency, strategy, and navigation, have been a game changer in growing in my career. Mastering each at the right stage is what separates a good product manager from great leaders. Don't try to jump too far ahead. Mastering the fundamental is essential before you can effectively lead others. Use the reflection questions I've shared to honestly assess where you stand in each area and identify opportunities for your own growth. I'd love to hear which of those areas you are currently focused on in your career. Drop a comment below, and as always, if you find this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for more career growth content. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.